This is Sal Rough Punch LaSardo reporting in from Claremont, Florida. We're going to get the Money in the Bank predictions out of the way for everyone. So, want to run down the card and offer you my predictions. Again, these are my opinions, my predictions. They have nothing to do with Bill Apter or OneWrestling.com or the WWE. These are just solely what I think may or may not happen. So let's get right to the card and see what the deal is here. And we're going to go forward right off the bat. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships is going to be defended. The New Day are the champions against The Miz and John Morrison versus the Forgotten Sons versus the Lucha House Party. I I believe the titles are going to change hands here. Uh, I'm going that Miz and Morrison are going to get their titles back. Right now, I just have a gut feeling they're going to get the titles back. Uh, they're still together. They're still strong. I think the New Day, we might be seeing the beginning of the end, and I think getting the titles off of them just might be just what is needed to get that going. Uh, the Lucha House Party is always in the mix. The Forgotten Sons coming along, but I believe the Miz and Morrison will get the titles here in this matchup. I believe they need to get their titles back, and I think we need to see the beginning of the end of the New Day. I think it's time. I think it's run its course. So I'm going with Miz and Morrison to get their titles back in this matchup. The SmackDown Women's Championship is Bayley versus Tamina. Tamina won her right to face Bayley. Bayley's not losing. Not yet. Not now. I'm sure Tamina is going to put up a really good fight. Remember, she's got the snooker bloodlines from her father. But something bizarre is going to happen, I think, in this. I have a feeling that Sasha is going to have some kind of say in this, and Bayley's going to retain. But Sasha's going to have some kind of say in this. I know fans have been clamoring for the feud between the two to get started. It's quite possible we might see the fuse lit, but it won't be full blown. But we can at least get the fuse started. It started at Mania. I think it's going to get lit a little bit more here and gear towards it. Bayley's going to retain, but Sasha's going to have some sort of say in this thing. And they're going to stare each other down, and Bayley's going to look at her, and Sasha. It's taking shape is what it's going to be in here, and that's what we're going to do. I guess what you could say is that Tamina's going to be the pawn in this match, and this is just basically a way to bring the Sasha and Bayley feud to light. The Universal Championship is Braun Strowman against Bray Wyatt. Well, we all know that it was supposed to be Goldberg and Reigns was going to get the title, and that didn't happen because Reigns has his health to worry about. Now the title is on Braun. Remember, Bray Wyatt got a raw deal over in Saudi Arabia when he lost the belt to Goldberg, so they could set up the Goldberg Reigns thing, and Bray is getting his title back. This was Bray's title to begin with, and this is what needs to happen. Bray needs his title back, and that's all this is. Bray is going to hold the title until Roman comes back, whenever that may be. Could be next year, next WrestleMania. I mean, we don't know how long the epidemic is going to be, but we do have to believe that when Roman comes back, the fans are going to cheer for him. He's going to have the crowd on his side. Remember, he's battled leukemia. I mean, a real life issue here. He's thinking of his wife, his children, his family. He has to stay away. You can't blame him. And I know they're not mentioning him on TV. But Bray Wyatt has gotten the raw end of this from the very beginning. And the only way to rectify this situation with Bray is that Bray needs to beat Braun Strowman and have the title back where it belongs. It needs to go around his way. There's plenty of challengers for Bray Wyatt. Daniel Bryan, perhaps maybe Baron Corbin. Uh, I mean, Braun Strowman gets a rematch. Cesario. There are plenty of challengers in on SmackDown that can give Bray a run for his money. And there isn't really enough for Braun to really do anything or have a matches like Bray can have. Bray can have to be more flexible in his matches as opposed to Braun, because Braun is just a big man, a big beast. But Bray can be more flexible. So, but again, Bray got the raw end of this deal, and I just can't see any other outcome right now in this other than the fact that Bray needs to get his title back, and he will. He will get his title back. He will hit Sister Abigail, and he will catch Braun Strowman off guard, and he will get his title back. So I'm going with Bray to win the match. The WWE Championship is Drew McIntyre against Seth Rollins. McIntyre just got the belt. They're going to put on a good match. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a very good match. This is going to be live. Okay, these matches are live at the Performance Center, aside from the 2 Money in Bank matches, which we'll get to in a moment. They're going to put on a good match. Seth Rollins is going to go out there. He's going to put on a good match with Drew. There's no doubt about it. They're going to put on a really good, solid match together. But at the end of the day, right now, look, Drew McIntyre is going to take on all comers, all challengers. He's going to do what he needs to do. And he's going to defend this title very proudly. He's going to hold it for quite a while. I'm not saying he's going to break Brock Lesnar's record, but he's going to hold it for quite a while, and he's going to take on all comers. And make no mistake about it, they're going to put on a very, very good match. I assure you that. They're going to put on a very good match. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised on how well they're going to work together. And in the end, Drew is going to get the 1, 2, 3, and is going to win the match outright. The women's Money in the Bank match and the men's are going to go together. The women have Nia Jax, Osaka, Shayna Baszler, Lacey Evans, Carmella, and Dana Brooke. Well, if you watched Raw this past Monday night, now remember, they taped this already, and this is being held at Titan Towers in WWE headquarters. They're both going to go on simultaneously. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this. But if you watched Raw this past Monday night, Becky Lynch said she's going to take on the winner. So that tells me that someone from Raw is going to win the Money in the Bank. That's what it's telling me. Is that it's not going to be one of the SmackDown girls. It's going to be one of the Raw girls, because Becky wants to take on the winner of the Women's Money in the Bank. So kind of like a spoiler. So with that being said, is it Nia Jax, Osaka, or Shayna Baszler? Well, I guess what we're going to see is that it's going to be Baszler is going to be the one that climbs the top and is going to get it. My prediction that if it's going to be one of the Raw girls, it's going to be Baszler. Personally, I would have given it to Dana Brooke. I would have given it to Dana Brooke. Nia's been in the scene. Osaka's had the belt. Shayna's been a champion already in NXT. You had Carmella already with the belt. Lacey Evans will have her time to shine. I wanted to see what Dana Brooke can do with the briefcase and what she can do in Bray. But that means that she's on SmackDown. And on SmackDown, you have potentially Sasha and Bayley perhaps getting closer to that, culmination where they're going to go. So if that be the case, then it's not going to be Dana Brooke right now. And Lacey Evans, as we know, her time is going to come once the thing with Sasha and Bayley unfolds, and that could be at next year's WrestleMania. I think Lacey Evans will win the Royal Rumble, to be honest with you. I think that's what's going to happen in January 2021, is that Lacey Evans will win the Royal Rumble, and she'll challenge Sasha for the women's title at WrestleMania. Because I think that Sasha will get the belt off of Bayley before the Royal Rumble or by the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction for that. But on the subject of this, I would have liked to have seen Dana Brooke have a shot with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'd like to see what she can do with it and how she can handle herself with it. But it doesn't look like it's going to be meant to be. It looks like it's going to be Baszler and Becky again. And the way I see Baszler cashing in will be to sneak attack Becky Lynch from behind and cash in 1, 2, 3. I don't think this is going to be an outright match. I believe it's going to be some kind of sneak attack or some kind of unexpected scenario that plays out where Becky's caught off guard and she hands in the briefcase and gets the 1, 2, 3, and she's going to take the Raw title. That's what I see. So we have Baszler winning women's Money in the Bank, and I think that's where they're going to go with it. As far as the men, we have AJ Styles, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, Otis, and King Corbin. If Bray Wyatt's going to take the belt from Shawn, which I predict, and it's got to be someone that's going to take on McIntyre, who would be the best possible case to take on McIntyre or even Bray Wyatt? Let's not rule out someone for Bray Wyatt now out of this. But let's look at this logically. AJ Styles is back. I don't think AJ Styles is going to be a full-time wrestler right now. I think he's down to the part-time status, so I don't think he's going to get the belt. I don't think the World Championship is in his future. So I don't see it going that way. I think he's going to put up a great match, but I don't think he's going to get the briefcase. Aleister Black is on the rise. His stock is rising immensely. Immensely. Hands down. The guy is a solid performer. I'm going to predict he's going to be the one that gets it. I'm going to say he's going to be the one that wins this. Him and Drew McIntyre can put on a heck of a match together if he cashes it in, not, like a sneak attack, but cashes it in where he physically challenges him and says he wants to cash it in. I would like to see him cash it in at SummerSlam. Or maybe even Survivor Series. They could even hold out the Survivor Series because maybe we can get a live audience back at Survivor Series. Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre can have a heck of a program. I don't see Aleister Black getting the belt, but I can see a very solid match between the two. And I'd like to see what Aleister Black can do with the briefcase, with the chase, and maybe tease that he's going to cash, and he doesn't. But eventually he decides that maybe like a Survivor Series or maybe even the Royal Rumble, when we can get back to a little bit of normalcy in front of a live audience, that he cashed in. I would like to see him cash. I'd like to see him see what he can do with the briefcase. I don't think he can take the title off of Drew. I think Drew's going to hold it for quite a while. But I think this would be a heck of a program between these two. These two can have a really solid storytelling matchup. As far as the other contenders, Rey Mysterio is winding down his career. He's going to put on some high-risk moves with the ladders and what have you. So, Ray's not there to get the title or get the briefcase. Daniel Bryan has already been a champion before, and look, I think Daniel Bryan's going to eventually team with Drew and maybe go after Miz and Morrison for the tag titles. I said that back at WrestleMania. I think that would be the best case scenario, and I'd like to see that happen. So that's where I'm looking at with Daniel Bryan's future for the tag team championships. Otis is involved in the storyline with Mandy Rose. I think this continues to play out with Dolph Ziggler. So I see that still continuing for a while. And I don't see Otis being able to climb the ladder and getting the briefcase when he's involved in this whole thing with Ziggler and that whole thing with Mandy Rose. So I think maybe Mandy might make an appearance to try to help him get the title, but get the briefcase, but he's not going to get it. King Corbin is back. We haven't seen Corbin in a little bit. I'd like to see Corbin and Bray Wyatt mix it up, but yet they're two heels, although Bray is kind of in the middle of the road. Is he really a heel? He's not really a face, but he's kind of middle of the road kind of thing. I'd like to see what Corbin and Bray could do together in the ring, and I don't think Corbin needs the briefcase to do that. I think he can just, on his own, just go on SmackDown after Bray gets the belt and do his thing. So I don't think Corbin needs to grab the briefcase to go after Bray. So I think he can do that on his own. So again, I'm going with Aleister Black. Aleister Black is going to be my prediction. I really believe they can have a solid performance together. Overall, the two Money in the Bank matches that it's going on simultaneously. They taped this several weeks ago, so it could be more like cinematic and what have you. I think it'll be pretty good. I mean, if it's anything like the Undertaker's match, it should be great. And remember, they had time to do this, and they're going to probably tear up the corporate center, but that's fine. And they have it all set up on the roof. The rest of the card is taking place live, at the Performance Center, which is great. So we're going to have live matches, and then they're going to cut to the Money in the Bank matches at the end, or maybe in the middle. Who knows how they're going to do this, but it's still, I think, going to be a good overall. Remember, this is, we're still going through trying times right now, everybody. So, at least we have something to look forward to, and they're making an effort. And overall, how is it going to be? I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be a horrible pay-per-view. I think we're going to see some really solid spots in the Money in the Bank. The ladders will be used. We'll have the oohs and the ahs. Who's going to go up and grab? We're going to have all that. There's no doubt about it. And the card itself, it's going to serve its purpose. It's going to serve its purpose. I do believe I do believe that Miz and Morrison will get their titles back. I do believe that Bray will get his. So we'll see 2 title changes for sure. I really believe that we will. Remember now, we're approaching, we're in May, we're getting into the summer season. We have to build for SummerSlam. So something's going to come out of this that's going to get us turning to a SummerSlam. That's why I say the Sasha Bailey thing is going to get ignited a little further and moving along here, and we're going to get there between these two. And I believe by SummerSlam we could be well on our way between Sasha and Bailey. So that's what I think what's going to happen with that. And with Bray, he deserves to have his title back. Like I said, he got that wrong in the deal with Saudi Arabia. Bray's got to get the title back. The New Day separating will be fine. That'll add to the fuel, the fire over the summer. They can have a match with each other. And it's just time to maybe get them going. Miz and Morrison need to have their belts back. I mean, it's the Miz and Johnny Morrison. I mean, come on. I mean, they need to have the belts. I want to see them and Daniel Bryan and Drew. That's going to be a main event tag team match anywhere in the world. And I'd like to see that main event at SummerSlam. I'd like to see them tag up to do that at SummerSlam. So overall, I think it's going to be a good card. I don't think it's going to be bad. I've been looking at everybody talking about it. I'm like, it's not going to be bad, guys. Look, there's nothing else going on a Sunday. There's nothing else going on. At least the WWE is making an effort. We're going to have live matches. At least we have something to look forward to Sunday night to watch. And that's the important thing. They're making an effort despite what's going on with the epidemic. And the most important thing is the safety of the wrestlers, the safety of the crew, the referees, and everybody involved. And it seems they're taking every necessary precaution. So let's just be happy that we have live action and we have live entertainment to look forward to. So I encourage all of you to tune into the WWE Network this Sunday night. If you have not done so, you can get your first month free and for $9.99 a month and at least be able to see Money in the Bank. I do think it's going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be a B. It's not going to be an A, but it's going to be a B. It's going to be a solid B worthy type of program to be able to sit back, relax, and kill a few hours and enjoy some entertainment, which is what we all need. So, for this edition of Rough Cuts, and Buddy is barking in the background while I'm doing this, so guys, be safe. Prayers to everyone that's going through this epidemic. Bill After, my friend, thank you very much for posting my Rough Cuts, as always. And as always, as every single time, may all of your matches be a main event every single time. Your comments are greatly appreciated, most importantly, because without you, the fans, I can't do what I do. For this edition of Rough Cuts, you guys have a great evening. Take care.